Hey guys, Malcolm Moore here. In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 intermediate snowboarding drills, and I've chosen these exercises to cover a wide range of skills that I use for everything from carving to short turns to steep terrain and even freestyle. Each drill is going to work on some important fundamental elements within your riding, so if you can do them all, then you've clearly got a good level of board control. These drills are all very attainable and pretty simple to understand, meaning that it should be easy for you to get out there and give them a go. So with that, let's get on to drill number 1.
Which is to pop an ollie across the slope on both the heel and toe edge. Absolutely great drill for a number of reasons. First off, before you even pop the ollie, you'll need to lock your edge into the snow. I call it building a platform, and you need this platform, or little ledge, to press against for the ollie. It is essentially a carved traverse across the slope, and to get it, you need to be making enough of a lateral movement, that is where you lean, into the slope. Combine this with a stacked posture where your weight is centered between your feet and your hips are aligned vertically over your edge, and you should get that board locked in. For the ollie, shift your weight towards the back foot, lift up your front foot and jump off the tail of the board. Bring your knees up towards your chest, keeping the board level, and set it down both feet at the same time on the same edge you took off from. Things to note: the lateral movement where you lean your overall centre of mass into the hill is key here, because on both takeoff and landing, as you flex down lower to either power that ollie or absorb the landing, you will break out of that perfect stacked posture. On the toe side, my hips will draw back behind the board. On the heel side, my shoulders are going to dip forward. But so long as you ensure your overall centre of mass is leaning in towards the mountain, that will be sufficient to keep the board on edge. Once you've done it, early edge change and into the turn. The better you can get the turn, the easier it is to get the board gripping across the slope for the next ollie. So no bad habits here. And if you really want to practice your turns and iron out some of those bad habits, then I'll link some useful videos down below, as well as a link to my online course, which of course you can buy, supporting me, but ultimately just making you a better rider. More info on that through that link down below.
This next drill is a little bit more complicated, and a lot of advanced riders really struggle with this one.
I'm telling you, this one is difficult, and it requires you to be able to perfectly balance your weight over not just your edges, but the centre line of your board for that part in the middle where you do the jump. So, what's the drill? First, skid to a stop. Easy. This will help you practice centering your weight between both feet, and you'll slow yourself down by sinking down lower, which will progressively increase your edge angle. Once the board has stopped, the next bit is where most people struggle, and that is to get the board to turn and point down the fall line on a flat base. My front knee and hip draws across the board, flattening my front foot, releasing pressure under the front of the board, which is what makes it rotate and point down the slope. You then need to keep your upper body and spine perpendicular to the angle of the slope, both feet flat, and crucially your centre of mass positioned over the centre line of the board. And that's an imaginary line running down the length of your board, down the centre between your heel and toe edge. Doing all this will allow you to hold the board on a flat base, and it's from this position that you need to do a small 2-footed jump, landing once again on a flat base, before then skidding the board back around to the opposite edge that you started on. As you finish the turn, as you bring the board back around to a stop, you shouldn't be counter-rotating. You shouldn't be flicking your back foot out. Instead, you should be keeping your shoulders turning with the board. And this will happen naturally, provided you're not only starting each turn using your front ankle, knee and hip all working together, as I mentioned just a second ago, but also by finishing each turn with those joints of your front leg. And that is why this drill is great, because doing that ollie in the middle essentially forces you to separate the start and the end of the turn. And it's not because I want you to actually ride like this and make these big skids. No, we want more of an S shape to your normal turns. But if you can do this drill, then you've got no problem making those fine movements over the top of your front foot, allowing you to effectively steer the snowboard through a short radius turn, which is what you need for riding steeper slopes.
Now, this next one is simple. It's incredibly usable, and it's something that you're going to need every time you get off a chairlift. But if you struggle to do it on both edges, well, it's going to highlight some serious flaws within your riding.
It's a 1-footed J-turn. How many of you can do this on your heels but not on your toes? And how many of you are always sitting on one side of the chair just so you can always bring the board around to your heels when you come off? Perhaps you're one of those strange people who prefers stopping on your toe side when you've only got one foot in. Either way, now's the time to practice that other side too. Very simply, place the board into the full line, back foot flat on the board, and steer around onto both the toes and the heels. Not just useful for getting off the chair, but as that last drill should have showed, we want to steer the board through the turn from the front foot and not by kicking out the back. Try to kick out the back foot here and you're a goner. So without having to think about too much at all, trying this drill will get you more confident at stacking your weight over the front foot and using that slight external rotation of the knee for the heel side and slight internal rotation of the knee for the toe side to properly steer the board through the turn. Bit of advice, try this on something very mellow to begin with. Twisted knees are more likely with this exercise, so tread carefully.
Now onto a fun one. This is pretty much always the first drill I use before introducing any freestyle.
I've got a whole video dedicated to this drill that once again is linked down below, but very quickly it is a frontside 180 revert across the slope, a toe to heel side turn at one side, followed by another frontside 180 revert across the slope, and then another toe to heel side turn at the other side of the slope. And the great thing about this drill is that it has you mirroring a switch turn at one side of the piece with a regular turn at the other. So you can think about what movements you make, what you actually feel yourself doing in your regular turn before taking that to your switch turn. Further helping you cement in those neural pathways, because there's no better way to learn a new motor sequence than fully understanding it and essentially teaching it to yourself. Boom, go science. So the 180 revert in the middle, open up your shoulders to give it a little bit of pre-wind, and that just makes it easy for the board to come around. And of course, this drill is essentially one of two. What a bargain, baby, because you can of course do a backside 180 across the slope, then allowing you to practice the always harder heel to toe side turn in both regular and switch. For the backside 180, I actually like to use a little counter rotation to get this one around. Notice how my upper and lower body just go against each other to get the board turning. Meaning at the end of the 180, I'm almost looking backwards, before just allowing my head to turn around, as I get back in line with the board before making the next turn. Once you've got this drill in both directions, there's nothing stopping you from linking those switch turns together, and you've also got 4 different 180s too, and you can start turning those into popped 180s, nose rolls, butter sequence. The freestyle list goes on, but it starts here with these simple movements. Okay, now I lost my video link for the next drill, so here's a photo of a sheet. Give you a moment to pause before we move on to drill number 5, which is steering the board back up the slope. Now it's pretty much carving, but I wanted to say steering to give you some leeway here. The main thing is getting the board gripping and pulling back up the slope, rather than getting fixated about whether you've got a pencil thin line or not. This is all about leaning into the turn and trusting to pull your weight onto the inside. Because what is then happening is that the board is essentially catching you and pulling you down, across, and if you get it good, back up the slope. So start with the board pointing down the slope in the full line before leaning in. I'm not going to get too technical with this one, because if you want to start carving, if you want to start getting some good control of your board, what is more important than posture or weight distribution is simply trusting yourself to lean into the turn and finding that balance point. If you aren't getting your weight in the right place, you won't get the board pulling you across and up the slope like this.
So thanks for watching. I hope you liked these drills. And if you want more like this, then don't forget to check out my online course, and you can find more information on that through the link down below. And for my next drills video, what do you want to see? Easier, harder? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.